On the news this morning, Governor Wike assures his administration will impact every community in Rivers State with projects. Governor Wike signs 2 amended bills into law. Lawyer calls for impeachment proceedings against Governor Commuters spend hours in traffic on major roads in Port Harcourt. On the foreign scene, WHO says COVID vaccines running out in poorer nations. I am Ifiemi Andrew. Governor Nyesom Wike has assured that his administration will impact every community with projects. Governor Wike gave the assurance during the flag-off of the 11.6-kilometer Omerelu internal roads in Ikore local government area. He also directed the Commissioner of Works to visit Omagwa and Iguruta communities to measure their internal roads to enable government award contracts for their construction.
Everybody show your report card. Everybody show your report card. I'm not only stopping here. I'm moving to Iguruta. I'm moving to Omagwa. I know how you stood firm. All those things they did not do, I will do it. All those communities they abandoned, we will bring them back. This opportunity you have given to me, I will use it well. And I will use it well by making our people to be happy.
Governor Wike also called on the youths in the state not to sabotage government projects in their domain. Former Rivers State Governor Celestine Omehia flagged off the Omerelu internal roads.
You are a pace setter in the administration and political system in Nigeria. You are a pace setter because no governor in the whole Nigeria before you has set up a program of foundation laying and commissioning for more than 2 to 3 months going. Unlike you, I stand to be contradicted.
Commuters spent hours in traffic on some major roads in Port Harcourt following the heavy rains yesterday, coupled with the closure of most roads by the Rivers State government for the construction of flyovers. The gridlock took a new turn last week Thursday when a part of Ada George Road was closed to allow for the construction of the Rumo-Precon flyover. Meanwhile, repair work has started on the collapsed part of the Eleme Aleto Bridge. Governor Nyesom Wike has signed into Law No. 1 of 2021 and Contributory Health Protection Program Law No. 3 of 2020. Governor Wike, during the signing of 2 bills at the Government House in Port Harcourt, said the Contributory Health Insurance Program will give residents access to the health insurance scheme. He advised civil servants to take advantage of the scheme.
This is something that's come to reality today. We've had a lot of pressure from people and also Nigerian Medical Association so as to give health insurance to those who would want to participate. It is not compulsory. We want to leverage of it in order to promote their health system. What you have variations of contracts has to do with percentage that is being paid, and that also delays contract fulfillment. By the time the contractor comes back to the government, in fact, government ought to even pay a lot of penalty because under even the law, if the contractor does not pay as at when due, there ought to be a sanction against the government. And so these are issues that have been of worrisome nature for us, and we think that they need to expedite and fulfill our contractual obligation is for this law to be amended.
The Speaker of the Rivers State House of Assembly, Kunyo Waji Bani, said the 2 bills signed into law by the governor are critical elements in the development of the society.
Let me say this. These 2 bills passed by Rivers State House of Assembly, assented to by the governor of Rivers State. They are critical elements in developing society and people.
Meanwhile, a lawyer, Uchechukwu Uchendu, is asking the Rivers State House of Assembly to begin impeachment proceedings against Governor Nyesom Wike for gross misconduct. Mr. Uchendu, in a petition dated June 10, accused Governor Wike of using taxpayers' money and public funds in form of goodwill and donations to neighboring states and for events without getting approval from the State House of Assembly. He said, according to the Constitution, no money shall be withdrawn from the Consolidated Revenue Fund except approved by the House of Assembly.
So we are calling the Assembly to investigate financial dealings of the governor of Rivers State as it has to do with the unsolicited donations in recent times. And on the strength of these unwarranted donations, commence impeachment proceedings against the governor for breaching certain sections of the Constitution as amended. I am only an individual and a citizen who is calling and asking for accountability from my government because I'm a taxpayer.
The lawyer also listed some of the donations made by Governor Nyesom Wike, which he described as unsolicited.
the governor of Sokoto State had donated a heaping sum of 500 million naira on market. Governor visited neighboring Benue State and he made similar donations to about the tune of 250 million naira. The governor donated some hostel blocks to the Bayelsa campus of the Nigerian Law School, which the governor said will engulf over 5 billion naira. Such amount ought to be provided and captured under our budget.
A magistrate court sitting in Port Harcourt has sentenced 3 persons, including one who is now dead, to 24 years imprisonment with hard labor for stealing and trafficking a 2-year, 4-month-old baby identified as Etim Gas 150,000 naira. Speaking to newsmen, Kemi Ogunake Wu, that the International Federation of Female Lawyers, FIDA, commended the court for ensuring justice through the judgment. Mrs. Ogunake also said that the 2 convicts refused the pleas of the court to take the family of the baby boy to the buyer, one Mrs. Esther, who is still at large. The Federal High Court in Abuja has awarded a sum of 82 billion naira as general damages against the NNPC and Mobil Producing Nigeria Unlimited over oil spill in Ibeno community within Ibeno local government area, Akwa Ibom State. Delivering judgment, Justice Taiwo ordered oil companies to pay the sum in 14 days or pay 8% of the sum per annum. According to Justice Taiwo, the action of Mobil is a clear violation of Section 11 of the Oil Pipeline Act that makes it mandatory for the oil companies to monitor and fix defective pipelines. 5 non-governmental organizations and 4 journalists have filed a suit against the federal government at the ECOWAS Community Court of Justice in Abuja. In the suit filed on Monday, they asked the court to declare the indefinite suspension of Twitter in Nigeria a violation of their human rights under international law. They also want the court to order the government to immediately rescind the suspension order and compensate them for the violation of their rights. Still ahead, Rivers Police Commissioner stops College of Health Science and Management Technology students' protest. Stay tuned.
The European club football season is over, but football never sleeps. Enter the UEFA European Football Championship. The pandemic could only delay, but never deny the fans the excitement they crave as the Euros take center stage. It's Euro 2020 in 2021, with scenes all over the European continent, traversing state lines and capitals, from Rome to Baku, St. Petersburg, Amsterdam, Bucharest, Glasgow, Copenhagen, Seville, Munich, and London. The coverage is global and the cast nationwide, covering every blade of grass on Nigeria's #1 radio station for sports and talk, Nigeria Info. Reach out for sponsorship and advertising. Euro 2020 with Femi and the gang on Nigeria Info. Live football, just the way you like it. The European club football season is over, but football never sleeps. Enter the UEFA European Football Championship. The pandemic could only delay, but never deny the fans the excitement they crave as the Euros take center stage. It's Euro 2020 in 2021, with scenes all over the European continent, traversing state lines and capitals, from Rome to Baku, St. Petersburg, Amsterdam, Bucharest, Glasgow, Copenhagen, Seville, Munich, and London. The coverage is global and the cast nationwide, covering every blade of grass on Nigeria's #1 radio station for sports and talk, Nigeria Info. Reach out for sponsorship and advertising. Euro 2020 with Femi and the gang on Nigeria Info. Live football, just the way you like it. The European club football season is over, but football never sleeps. Enter the UEFA European Football Championship. The pandemic could only delay, but never deny the fans the excitement they crave as the Euros take center stage. It's Euro 2020 in 2021, with scenes all over the European continent, traversing state lines and capitals, from Rome to Baku, St. Petersburg, Amsterdam, Bucharest, Glasgow, Copenhagen, Seville, Munich, and London. The coverage is global and the cast nationwide, covering every blade of grass on Nigeria's #1 radio station for sports and talk, Nigeria Info. Reach out for sponsorship and advertising. Euro 2020 with Femi and the gang on Nigeria Info. Live football, just the way you like it. The European club football season is over, but football never sleeps. Enter the UEFA European Football Championship. The pandemic could only delay, but never deny the fans the excitement they crave as the Euros take center stage. It's Euro 2020 in 2021, with scenes all over the European continent, traversing state lines and capitals, from Rome to Baku, St. Petersburg, Amsterdam, Bucharest, Glasgow, Copenhagen, Seville, Munich, and London. The coverage is global and the cast nationwide, covering every blade of grass on Nigeria's #1 radio station for sports and talk, Nigeria Info. Reach out for sponsorship and advertising. Euro 2020 with Femi and the gang on Nigeria Info. Live football, just the way you like it. The European club football season is over, but football never sleeps. Enter the UEFA European Football Championship. The pandemic could only delay, but never deny the fans the excitement they crave as the Euros take center stage. It's Euro 2020 in 2021, with scenes all over the European continent, traversing state lines and capitals, from Rome to Baku, St. Petersburg, Amsterdam, Bucharest, Glasgow, Copenhagen, Seville, Munich, and London. The coverage is global and the cast nationwide, covering every blade of grass on Nigeria's #1 radio station for sports and talk, Nigeria Info. Reach out for sponsorship and advertising. Euro 2020 with Femi and the gang on Nigeria Info. Live football, just the way you like it. The European club football season is over, but football never sleeps. Enter the UEFA European Football Championship. The pandemic could only delay, but never deny the fans the excitement they crave as the Euros take center stage. It's Euro 2020 in 2021, with scenes all over the European continent, traversing state lines and capitals, from Rome to Baku, St. Petersburg, Amsterdam, Bucharest, Glasgow, Copenhagen, Seville, Munich, and London. The coverage is global and the cast nationwide, covering every blade of grass on Nigeria's #1 radio station for sports and talk, Nigeria Info. Reach out for sponsorship and advertising. Euro 2020 with Femi and the gang on Nigeria Info. Live football, just the way you like it. The European club football.
Connect with your customers. Advertise on 92.3 Nigeria Info. Visit our downtown office at Shop 9, Mediatrix of All Gracies Plaza, opposite FIRS, Stadium Road, Port Harcourt, and book your commercials. Call 0817 001 8162. That is 0817 001 8162, and let us connect you to your customers. Connect with your customers. Advertise on 92.3 Nigeria Info. Visit our downtown office at Shop 9, Mediatrix of All Gracies Plaza, opposite FIRS, Stadium Road, Port Harcourt.
Of the Rivers State College of Health Science and Management Technology from continuing their protest. The Commissioner of Police invited them on Monday as they began to gather in front of the school's gate. They had planned to march to the government house against lack of infrastructure in their school. The Commissioner sent senior officers from headquarters to the school as the students started gathering for the protest. Meanwhile, the Secretary General of the National Association of Nigerian Students, Zone B, Noble Wakocha, says he is disappointed the students were denied their rights to protest.
Some delegates will be needed to go and discuss with the Commissioner of Police to discuss which the provost of the school will be there, the commissioner for education will be there, and the commissioner for health will be there. And we are going to tell the assistant commissioner of police that if, as we are going for the meeting, and the other parties that are supposed to be there are not there, then we cannot discuss, because we need the discussion that will yield fruit immediately, more especially as it stands that the management of the school has shut down the school on Saturday.
On his part, the president of the National Association of River State Students in the college, George Brown, said they are not happy that the management of the school interpreted their protest as illegal.
What happened here is the students planned the protest today. They were ready for the protest. They came out just to find the gates being locked. So we are asking, why is the gate being locked? Don't we have right again? Because the college administration has decided to pay deaf ears to us. They said they want dialogue, but instead they are chasing us out of the school premises. We are gathered here to seek the reason why they have locked the gates, why we cannot exercise our own human right.
Record that the management of the school announced the closure of the school over the weekend, saying the students' protest had been hijacked by hoodlums. Youths across the 23 local government areas of Rivers State nominated for technical training protested the continued closure of the Port Harcourt Technical Vocational Center located behind Isaac Borough Park. Some of the youths who claimed they were nominated by their councillors asked Governor Nyesom Wike to prevail on the Ministry of Education to open the center so they can start the training. They alleged that the Ministry of Education has refused to grant the donor the pass to use the place for the training.
I happen to be a beneficiary of this skill. As you can see behind me are my fellow colleagues, and we are here to apply, in fact, to learn and acquire this skill so that we can use it. Because once it's open, we'll be able to start up. But right now, as you can see, we're outside. That's why we are pleading with the governor to please talk to the Commissioner for Education to give us that particular access so that we can be able to learn and acquire this skill. It's supposed to have started since last year, but some persons are actually holding this particular program not to kick off. The Commissioner restricted this particular program from holding. So we are pleading with the governor to please talk to the Commissioner for Education so that we can be able to kick off this program and make ourselves useful. The Commissioner for Education is also aware that this particular program would have kicked off before now, but I don't actually know the reason why they're actually holding this.
I'm coming from Fraga. We are begging the governor to talk to the Commissioner of Education to allow us to go into this training, to these skills. We are not happy. This program was supposed to start since last year. He should help us and talk to the Commissioner of Education.
In the meantime, Austin Wago, who said he is one of the instructors in the center, explained the efforts made to get the attention of the Commissioner of Education to open the place for the training.
And the Commissioner for Education, who is supposed to source for partners, donors for the utilization of the center, has paid deaf ear to it. So we, the staff, went ahead to source for donors through World Bank for the utilization of the center, and they have accepted to bring their money to train River State youth. And all we are asking Commissioner is allow us to commence this training. We told him that this program will benefit 10,000 youth of River State. Social vices will be controlled to a great extent, as the youth will be engaged actively. It will also enhance the social and economic growth of the state. It will enhance the administration of Nyesom Wike towards youth empowerment.
Mr. Wago also told journalists that the donors plan to engage the instructors for the free training.
So I'm here now to tell the world that I'm not part of my area.
These students are coming from different wards of River State. Some of them are from Ifiemi local government. They were nominated by their local government chairman and council because we send form across the local government to nominate youth to be trained for free. Some of them are from different Ifiemi local government, Obiapo local government, Faga is here, LMA is here. The people have accepted to engage the staff of the center to pay them, pay the cleaners, pay the security men, then buy the material for the free smooth running program, smooth training of the student, then incur the cost of their payment monthly. So what we are asking is allow us to commence this training. It's like.
Responding to the protest, the Rivers State Ministry of Education, in a statement signed by Permanent Secretary Responding to the protest, the Rivers State Ministry of Education, in a statement signed by the Permanent Secretary Chidi Adiele, denied knowledge of any donors approaching the ministry for any free training. He said they have informed the police to take appropriate actions against the protesters and their organizers. The chairman of Mvoko here, Council of Chiefs, Izzy Dennis Oje, is calling on the public to disregard an earlier statement credited to him on one of the radio stations in Port Harcourt. His comment followed the signing of a memorandum of understanding between the community and Total ENP, which they said was in the absence of all community leaders of Nvokohia clan. In a statement, Izzy Oji said Livingstone Weche has not done anything against the people of Nvokohia clan to jeopardize the peace in the area. The chairman of Nvokohia Council of Chiefs also said the CDC chairman of the three Nvokohia communities, namely London Adams, Henry Wonodi, and Lawrence Riguma, are still in office. He also said everyone is working together to resolve the issues in the community.
So I'm here now to tell the world that I'm not part of my area. Go to press again to publicize any other thing. Everybody should come home on Sunday. These are three chiefs that are governing the place. We are not making peace myself, so that everyone will go freely. So that I don't have much to say. So nobody should touch each other again or predict anything to each other. So yeah, that's all I can say.
Also, Chief Godwin Walker of Imogo Community and Chief Roland Owonda of Ekuche, all in Nvokohia clan, also corroborated the claims.
I support what my chairman of Nvokohia Council of Chiefs said. Likewise, Imogutu community chief said, backing them on what they said, so that there will be no crisis in Nvokohia community. We are having a meeting on Sunday so that peace will reign in the community.
I also advised the Total E&P Nigerian Limited to desist from acts capable and causing a fresh crisis in our community.
On his part, the CDC chairman of Ovele community in Nvokohia clan, London Adams, explained why the decision became necessary. He also called on other factions to attend the Sunday resolution meeting.
It has generated a lot of wars and counter wars. Therefore, today the community in Bakoya has resolved that every factional persons that must have supported us gone to radio or to the air to undermine one person or the other to retrace his or her steps. Every announcement made by Ezra Dennis Oje and whosoever is hereby retracted because such announcements were made in error. It is on that note that the Council of Chiefs, CDCs and Elders have resolved that come on Sunday, everybody must come to the community for us to resolve this impasse.
Chairman of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency NDLEA, Mohammed Marawa, has opposed demands for cannabis to be made in Nigeria. Mr. Marawa said the nation cannot afford to mortgage the lives of the citizens for financial gains by legalizing cannabis. He spoke on Monday in response to an earlier call by Ondo State Governor Rotimi Akeredolu for the legislation of cultivation of cannabis sativa in the country.
And now we'll bring you news from around the world.
The World Health Organization says a large number of poorer countries receiving COVID-19 vaccines through a global sharing scheme do not have enough doses to continue programs. WHO Senior Advisor Dr. Bruce Ward said the COVAX program had delivered 90 million doses to 131 countries, but he said this was now nowhere near enough to protect populations from a virus still spreading worldwide. The shortages come as some nations in Africa see a third wave of infections. On the news this morning, you heard that Governor Wike has assured his administration will impact every community in Rivers State with projects. Governor Wike has signed the Public Procurement Amendment Law No. 1 of 2021 and Contributory Health Protection Program Law No. 3 of 2020 into law. A lawyer is asking the Rivers State House of Assembly to begin impeachment proceedings against Governor Nyesom Wike for gross misconduct. A magistrate court sitting in Port Harcourt has sentenced 3 persons, including one who is now dead, to 24 years imprisonment with hard labor for stealing and trafficking a 2-year, 4-month-old baby. Rivers State Police Commissioner has prevented College of Health Science and Management Technology students from continuing their protest. On the foreign scene, WHO says COVID vaccines running out in poorer nations. The news was edited by Enoho Ogbevere. Contact our newsroom at 0818-900-0017. Light rains expected in Port Harcourt this morning. My name is Ifiemi Andrew. Thank you for listening.